Yo, what up, what up? It's your man, Brandon Carter. Today we're going to talk about why it's easier to lose weight with the ketogenic diet. Let's go. So the ketogenic diet, I used to do versions of it off and on for years. I've been doing the ketogenic diet consecutively for about 18 months. And I've been a personal trainer for over 17 years, right? So I have experience not only in the ketogenic diet, but just in training and diet in general. I've tried all different types of diets, all different types of training. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I think the ketogenic diet is easier for most people to lose weight. In another video, I'll talk about building muscle on the ketogenic diet, but this one is about losing weight. First of all, any diet gets you rich. You can do intermittent fasting, you can do the paleo diet, you can go vegan, you can eat all carbs and still lose fat. Because the key to losing fat, man, all you really gotta do is burn more calories than you consume. Doesn't matter what you do, you don't need any other gimmicks, that's all you need to do. However, the ketogenic diet does have some advantages that other diets don't have. Number one, it's going to be easier to burn more calories than you consume. This is what's called being in a caloric deficit. And it's easier in the ketogenic diet because when you're in keto, you are less hungry. It doesn't feel like you're restricting yourself, right? I know a lot of people think that the ketogenic diet is very restrictive because you basically knock out the majority of a whole food group. We'll talk about that later. Once you're doing keto and you're doing it the right way, when your body's running off ketones instead of glucose, you're hungrier. Let me explain to you what that means. When you're eating the standard traditional American diet or the traditional bodybuilding diet, you're consuming carbohydrates and probably a lot of protein, and your body will convert those carbohydrates and that excess protein into something called glucose or glycogen, and your body uses that for fuel. On the ketogenic diet, you have the absence of glucose or glycogen. So what is your body going to run off? Under those circumstances, your liver will convert fat into something called ketones, and that will be the fuel that your body runs off of. That's why it's called the ketogenic diet, okay? And when your body is running off ketones and you're in ketosis, I found this in my experience, the experience of people I've trained, and there's like tons of studies to show this. It drastically reduces hunger. A lot of people, when they're doing the ketogenic diet right and they have their macros down, they don't even need to count calories. Their body will regulate and you will only eat as much food as you need. You'll stop overeating. You'll see the weight just kind of fall off. I've seen this happen plenty of times with people. It's like you don't have to try so hard to eat less because you're just not as hungry as you used to be. A lot of people make videos talking trash about the ketogenic diet, and the haters say, hey, people are only losing weight because they're not as hungry and they're just automatically going into deficit. Yeah, man, that's not a bad thing. That's not a flaw, that's a feature. If you can get yourself into a caloric deficit and lose weight without having to track so much, I still suggest you track, but a lot of people don't need to. And if it doesn't seem like a struggle, right? You don't have to try to eat less, you don't have to be hungry. That's a win. The haters will also say that, oh, you just lose water weight. You don't just lose water weight. If you're in a caloric deficit, you're gonna lose fat on any diet, right? And that is a good thing because you will look better with less water weight. You would look more ripped, you would look more cut. Bodybuilders, physique competitors, bikini competitors, they dehydrate themselves for a show, right? Because it looks better, you can look more cut. On the ketogenic diet, you get that without having to dehydrate yourself. It happens naturally. You'll effortlessly put yourself in a caloric deficit and you're burning fat for fuel. Now, if you're eating carbs and you're dieting, you'll still lose weight, bro. You still lose weight, it's cool. You guys can relax. I know you guys are spazzing in the comments. The problem is carbohydrates are addictive. When you eat carbohydrates, your body's running off glucose. That glucose is going to run out and you're going to want more, and it just kind of makes you hungrier and hungrier. And this is why a lot of people can't adhere to a regular diet, because they're hungry, man. You're hungry. Your body wants that glucose, right? But if you train your body not to run off glucose, to run off ketones or fat, you'll always have enough fat. Even if someone is under 10% body fat, they still have weeks of fat on their body that they can run off of. These are some of the advantages you get from a ketogenic diet that you don't get from other diets. All right, I just want to give you the advantages. You can do whatever you want. I don't really care what you do. I just want to give you some information you can make an informed decision. Another advantage of the ketogenic diet is like you just have more energy, man. You run out of glucose. You will not run out of fat. And when your body's running off glucose, right? You get a bunch of carbs or high levels of protein, and your body's converting that into glucose. When your glucose levels go above 110, your body secretes a hormone called insulin. And when you get those insulin spikes, that's why you get tired after you eat a big meal full of carbohydrates. Has this ever happened to you? You eat a big meal, maybe at lunch, and then you're a little tired after that? That's the glycogen in the insulin spike. That's what makes you tired. That's why you get the food coma or the itis. You don't get that on the ketogenic diet because your hormones are more regulated. It's more steady. So when I eat lunch, I have more energy after, not less. I get more work done, and a lot of people notice that they don't need as much sleep. Right? I'm not saying you should sleep less, and you won't get that when you're in a caloric deficit on a traditional diet. But on keto, you feel great while you're in a caloric deficit if you're doing it right. A lot of people do it wrong. We'll talk about that later in this video too. But because your hormones are more regulated now, you also notice other benefits like clearer skin. I'm someone who struggled with acne, most of my life, and now my skin is just really clear. People will say, hey man, what do you wash your face with? How do you get such clear skin? Keto, man. And I noticed I look younger. My skin is just better. I look younger. I'm 35 years old. And you're just not gonna get those benefits from a traditional diet. You can get ripped with anything. Just keto is just so much more than getting ripped. I started the ketogenic diet because I was just eating, regular, man, if it fits my macros, I'll eat anything. And I was eating burgers and fries and stuff like that. And that's cool. As long as my calories were right, I was able to stay in good shape doing that. The problem is I went to get a checkup for insurance and they said my cholesterol was sky high, right? They wanted to put me on statins, cholesterol drugs. And those have a ton of side effects. But because I had done the ketogenic diet before and I was familiar with it, I said, hey, maybe I'll just try keto and see if that fixes my cholesterol. Much to the surprise of the medical professionals, my cholesterol levels dropped over 100 points within 1 month. And there's tons of studies that show that the ketogenic diet is effective at lowering cholesterol and raising HDL, the good cholesterol. And that's what happened to me. I posted my results in another video. I don't fucking have it here. Now, if you just lose weight, your cholesterol will get better. If you're in a caloric deficit, your cholesterol should improve. But I wasn't in a caloric deficit at the time. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was just trying to fix my cholesterol. So I was eating like 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day on keto. Another benefit you get is just like better cognitive function. This is why a lot of Wall Street guys are doing the ketogenic diet. This is why a lot of guys in Silicon Valley, the tech guys, are doing the ketogenic diet because they're trying to get every edge they can get, right? If you're on Wall Street and you get just a little bit better, that can mean tens of millions of dollars. If you're in Silicon Valley and you're working on an IPO or something for your tech company, you want every advantage you can get. And that's why a lot of these guys are doing the ketogenic diet. There's a fat YouTuber, man. This guy's so fat and out of shape, man. And he sits down and makes videos talking about other people. And he made fun of me about that. He was poking a little fun at me. That's cool. He said something to the effect of, if the ketogenic diet improves your cognitive function so much, how come you got arrested last year, Brandon? Or how come you did this? Or how come you made this stupid mistake? And he kept calling me stupid and stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying you won't make mistakes in life or you'll be invincible. Yeah, I did get arrested last year. I did do some silly stuff. I made some mistakes. I also made over $1 million. This plaque here is from ClickFunnels. This is where we make most of our sales pages and for our digital products and for a lot of our supplements and stuff. And once you make over $1 million in sales using the platform, they give you this plaque. I can't really fake that. Just one platform, we made $1 million. If you count all the other ones, we did well over that. Less than 5% of businesses ever make over $1 million. I did that last year. And I attribute the ketogenic diet a lot to my success, just the function. I don't know how much the fat boy made, last year. I don't know what the fat boy accomplished aside from talking shit about other people. There's actually studies that show that the ketogenic diet improves cognitive function, right? So you don't have to believe me or the fat boy. You can just look at the studies, A lot of people hate on the ketogenic diet, particularly vegans. They hate on the ketogenic diet, but I would like to put a lot of their fears to rest. Vegans hate on the ketogenic diet because they have a misconception, like a lot of people, that it's just a bunch of bacon and butter all day and you're doing keto. That's actually not the ketogenic diet. You can actually be vegan and do the ketogenic diet. I have a video coming out soon where I went vegan for a few days, but I did it with keto. The ketogenic diet is just a macronutrient ratio. You can eat any foods as long as they fit in that macronutrient ratios. Your protein can't be too high. It should be 20% of your daily macronutrient ratio or lower. should be protein. Because if you get too much, what happens is your body will convert that excess protein into glucose, which will kick you out of ketosis. There's a process called gluconeogenesis. So you actually have to keep your protein lower than the standard American diet, and definitely lower than standard bodybuilding diet. And people think that you can't eat vegetables. Like, I eat more vegetables now. It's net carbs you want to keep low. And net carbs is carbs minus fiber. So you can eat tons of green vegetables, broccoli, kale, spinach, asparagus. All these foods are great for the ketogenic diet because they're high in fiber, so the net carbs are really low. Most people I know who do the ketogenic diet for a long time, who've done it sustainably, they eat more green vegetables and less protein than almost any other bodybuilder, unless you are a vegan, where it's all vegetables, but you know what I mean. So I don't think vegans should be so against the ketogenic diet. They should look at it as a step in the right direction. You actually have to have less meat, and you can eat damn near an unlimited amount of green vegetables as long as they're like high in fiber. If you look at my plates, it's mostly vegetables with some meat. And I don't know why people think that's so unhealthy. A lot of the criticism I get on the ketogenic diet is it's going to cause cancer. They're just making stuff up. In fact, the ketogenic diet is used to treat cancer, and there's tons of studies that show it. The ketogenic diet has been shown to increase longevity. Now, these studies were only done in mice, so we don't know exactly if it increases longevity in humans, but there are studies in humans who have done the ketogenic diet for decades, and it's shown to be safe and effective for long-term use. It's not a new diet, it's not a fad. The ketogenic diet was invented in 1920 and to treat epilepsy, but then they also showed, hey, these epileptic kids, not only did they stop getting seizures, they all got ripped, right? There's tons of other benefits. It's used to treat Alzheimer's. It's used to treat acne. It's used to lower cholesterol. I use it to lower my cholesterol. I use it for more energy, cognitive functions, and best of all, it decreases hunger. So it makes being in a caloric deficit easier. Listen, any diet will get you ripped, but you will get all these other benefits from the ketogenic diet. You want to try that? I got a free ebook you can download. It's 100% free if you want to learn more about it. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, turn the notifications on. Hey, follow me on the gram, King Keto. All right, love you guys. Peace.